Good afternoon, highly evolved men. In today's topic, we're going to speak on should you take a girl out for the first date on Valentine's Day? I was considering this myself, and I've heard people question this. And we have to really ask ourselves, first off, how high is the level of interest? If she has a high level of interest for you, then possibly, maybe. But I myself would not consider it. And let me tell you why. Well, first off, before we jump into that, let me say this. If you are single and you don't necessarily have a girlfriend, I say that it is best to wait until after Valentine's Day. We are not taking any women out for Valentine's Day that are not our girlfriends. Now, if they're your girlfriend, that's different. If you're already dating, you're already in a relationship, then yes, I think you should. If she's the type of woman that cares about that. But let's be honest. If you are in Western civilization, most likely she does. If you are not in a relationship with a woman, you should not be taking her out for Valentine's Day. And one of the main reasons why is because most women are seeking validation. Let's be honest, gentlemen. I think we all can admit that most of these women on dating apps are just seeking validation. Now, not all of them. Some of them seem to be serious, but it's very few. And you have to really dig and swipe in order to find those. But majority of these women are just on dating apps for validations, for free meals, and attention-seeking women. Let me give you an example. There's a girl that I was speaking to not too long ago, and she had already brought up some things to me that I already saw as red flags. I noticed this one red flag with this one woman where we were talking on the phone, right? And I noticed she said the keyword restaurant about 10 times within our conversation. I BS you not. I said, what do you like to do for fun? She said, me and my friends, we go to restaurants. We hang out at restaurants. I like this restaurant. I like to try new restaurants. I was like, okay, that's cool. She seems to talk about restaurants a lot. I let it slide, right? Because you don't want to come off as, interrogating, especially on the first few conversations. So I was just like, oh, okay, she likes restaurants. Cool. What female doesn't like restaurants, right? So I was just like, all right, cool. But then we had another conversation and she kept bringing up restaurants again on the second conversation. Oh, yeah. So, and by the way, she lived far as heck. So I was like, okay, when you come to the city, what do you usually do? Oh, we go have dinner. We go to restaurants. Like, that's all this girl talked about was shopping and restaurants. I was just thinking, like, does she have anything to offer besides wanting to go shopping and wanting to go to restaurants? So then she started asking me about previous dating experiences. And then, of course, you know me, I asked her as well. So what about your previous dating experience, or how has the dating scene been going for you? And she's like, oh, not really good. I just been going on dates here and there. And, we just go and try restaurants. I was like, man, this girl brings up the word restaurants a lot. What I'm trying to show you right here, man, is what you want to avoid doing on Valentine's Day with the woman who is obviously hungry and needs to be fed. I like to gauge what women like to do for fun on dates. Like, is this woman the type of woman who's bougie, who needs a lot of attention and needs a lot of maintenance to be happy? Or is she just a girl who's cool, who, maybe you could just go chill, grab a drink with, maybe even just go to the beach, the park, whatever, just something simple and casual? Or is she the type where, okay, we need to get dressed up and I need to see what your outfit is so I can make sure that my outfit looks good to your outfit before we go out? Can you believe that I actually had a woman tell me this once? She's like, send me a picture. Like, we were talking on the phone for a whole week, and then the day of the date, She says, send me a selfie of what you're wearing because I want to make sure that my outfit matches what you're wearing. Not a big deal, right? Looking back, I'm like, I probably should have just took a picture of my outfit and send it to her. But I just thought it was weird. I don't think that she was really asking for a picture to see my outfit. I think she was just asking for a picture because she wanted to be superficial and judge and ask herself, oh, do I really want to go on a date with this guy or not? You know, like she got to the point when Friday night came. She was like, oh, send me a picture of your outfit. Like, we were talking the whole week, right? The whole week. Didn't ask for any pictures. Didn't ask for this. Didn't ask for that. I could have just told her to check my YouTube channel, right? But I don't tell these women that. But going back to what this woman was saying, so I was like, so, you know, how did the date go? Or what did, you know, I like to see what these women are all about when they go on dates. Like, are they crazy in the head or are they normal people? So I was just like, oh, so what did you guys do on the date? And she was just like, oh, we went to a restaurant. I was like, go figure, right? And I was like, okay, so what happened? So you guys obviously talked, you met, you went on a date, you went to a restaurant, which I've already told you, men, we don't take women to restaurants on first dates that we meet online. And this is why. She said that after dinner, she just felt like he wasn't the one and that she friend zoned him. I was just like, and then she said, yeah, and he didn't want to be my friend. So, you know, that's that. I'm like, well, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be friends with a woman either who I took to dinner and now she friend zoned. Yo, let me ask you a question. I would have been like, couldn't you have told me this before we went to dinner? Like, what did she do? She just probably went and said, oh, thanks for dinner, but I see you more as a friend. This is why I tell you, gentlemen, do not take women out on dates to dinner on the first date that you meet online. If you meet in person and you see there's rapport and chemistry and she has a high level of interest, then that's different. Then, yeah, go ahead, man. Maybe dinner wouldn't be too bad because you've already seen each other in person. You already know what each other looks like. So it's a different situation. But if you've never met this girl before and then the day of the date, she's asking you to send pictures before you go to the restaurant. Come on, man. You really going to be spending your time and your hard-earned money at the Cheesecake Factory on a woman like this? Nah, man. Nah, that's not how we doing this. That's not how we doing this. And you can see clearly that this man wasted his time and his money. I bet he probably drove really far because this chick lived all the way out in the boonies to just get friend zoned. I can't believe that men are still doing this. And you know what's funny? After I heard all of these things, you know, to me, I already said that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Like, she's got men taking her out to dinner and she's friend zoning them. Listen, we all know, and even Chris Rock had said this best. A woman already knows within the first 5 seconds if she wants to sleep with you or not. So she probably already knew before she went to dinner with this guy that she didn't want to sleep with him. But now you got to sit down and have the dinner and have the talk and engage in a conversation, and probably it doesn't go anywhere. And she probably grabs the food to go and says, thanks, I had a really good time, but I think I see you more as a friend. Red flags, man. Red flags. So after we had a few conversations, I think we both kind of understood that we weren't really a match, because when I was talking to her, I was giving her the impression on a first date that we were going to go get a drink. And she was giving me the impression of she wanted to go to dinner. I was like, well, what do you like to do for fun? I don't know. Restaurants. I like to go to restaurants. I like going to restaurants. So then, of course, I asked the question, so do you cook? Guess what she said? No. I don't understand women who don't cook and go to restaurants all the time. So I'm like, so do you eat out every day? Is that what you do? Now I think I'm getting to a point where I already know I don't really want to go on a date with this woman. And I think she can tell that I don't really want to take her to a restaurant. So now we're having a different type of conversation. But now I'm saying to myself, that's cool. That's cool. I can use this conversation for research purposes, which is what I am sharing with you guys. So I asked her, so What do you eat when you're not with your friends or on a date? Because clearly you said you don't like to cook, you don't know how to cook. So what do you eat when you're not on dates or with friends? She said, oh, well, I had a bowl of cereal. But you want to go to Cheesecake Factory, but then you're eating top ramen when you're at home. You know, that happened to me once. Luckily, this woman was really attractive and had an amazing body. But I took her out to dinner, and she ordered like the most expensive thing on the menu. And when we went back to her place, she had a box of top ramen, a box, not just like a few packs, a whole container of top ramen on the shelf. And I was like, wait. So we went to this expensive ass restaurant and you ordered the most expensive thing on the menu and you got top ramen and you living off of top ramen? If I didn't get any that night, But I'll just tell you this though, man. Don't take a woman out on Valentine's Day if you are single. Right now, gentlemen, if we're single, we're staying single through this weekend. We are not. I don't even think you should even message women on dating apps on Valentine's Day. Like, take the day off, man. Valentine's Day, let's turn off the dating apps. Let's not ask out any dates. Now, if a woman is hitting you up and saying, oh, it's Valentine's Day, which I've heard this before, but see, these were women that I was dating, so that's different. But if it's like just some girl hitting you up on a chat or a text, or maybe you had a few conversations and she's just like, hey, I want to see you. It's Valentine's Day. Now, there's a possibility you may get laid, but you're probably going to have to do a lot, and there's going to be probably a lot of pressure. You're probably going to have to bring flowers, which is cool. You know, you could do those things even if it's not Valentine's Day. But if it's Valentine's Day, it's going to be more expected. So just keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot more pressure. But in my suggestion, I would say we are taking Valentine's Day off. We are not chatting with any women. We are not hitting up any women like, hey, so what's up? What are you doing? What's good with you? You got any plans tonight? You're going to come off as desperate, needy, and thirsty. I wouldn't do it. Any woman that knows what's up will know that if a man is trying to see her on Valentine's Day, that means that he has no other women around and he's in a scarcity mindset. So therefore, that is one of the main reasons why you do not want to approach or try to go out with a woman on Valentine's Day. Now, if we're going out in public and we happen to meet somebody and it happens organically, that's a different situation. That might be the move, gentlemen. That might be the move that I may apply because it's Valentine's Day. And a lot of these women that are single are probably going to be like, oh, it's Valentine's Day and I don't have anybody. Boom. Time for me to swoop in. Right. But as far as dating apps, chatting, women that we might have talked to here and there, we are waiting till after Valentine's Day. And I guarantee those that have interest, we're going to make them wonder and be like, oh, he didn't call me or he didn't text me. Now, I might send a text to some women that I'm speaking with on Valentine's Day just to be like, oh, hey, happy Valentine's Day or blah, blah, blah. Send a little meme or something like that. But I'm not asking them out for a date. I'll just be like, happy Valentine's Day and keep it moving. I'll contact them afterwards. And that is what I suggest. We're staying single, gentlemen, for this holiday.